Good Monday morning, Jonesboro. This is meteorologist Tim Root with your KLEK 102.5 forecast. There's a weather front coming in with cloud showers and thunderstorms today and tonight. Might be a severe thunderstorm. The high temperature in the mid-80s and the overnight temperature will be cooler, mid to upper 60s. Then high pressure builds in for Tuesday and Wednesday, mostly sunny, rather comfortable, a north wind 10 to 15, and the high Tuesday and Wednesday in the low 80s. Jonesboro, that's your KLEK 102.5 FM weather.
From Feature Story News in London, I'm Ollie Barrett. Lawmakers in Hong Kong are questioning why police were slow to arrive as dozens of masked men stormed a train station. As the world marks 5 decades since the first moon landing, India successfully launched its second moon mission. Germany's economy minister says the EU's ready to remove tariffs on US industrial products to prevent tariffs on its auto exports, and several countries in Europe are preparing for another round of unseasonably hot weather.
It's 9:01.
Community Conversations is brought to you by Arkansas Early Learning, offering no-cost childcare in Jonesboro and Northeast Arkansas. Applications at arearlylearning.org.
Arkansas Early Learning is a nonprofit organization.
KLEK LP Jonesboro, the voice of Arkansas Minority Advocacy Council. It's now time for Community Conversations, a program focusing on the people working to make the Jonesboro community a better place, while offering viewpoints from all sides of the issues. The views expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of KLEK 102.5 FM, the voice of Arkansas Minority Advocacy Council, or our underwriters or sponsors.
Good morning, everyone, and happy Monday to you. I hope that you're having a great start to your day. You're tuned in to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. This morning I have a studio full, some young people and their coach. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
All right, so I'm going to go around. We have Mr. Torrance Tuberville, Mr. Kylan, Shivers. Is it Gabrielle Jones, Coach Floyd Shivers, and Mr. Derek Island Jr. Good morning to y'all.
Good morning.
Good morning. All right, so these are members of the Arkansas Sonic Boom Track Club, and if you don't know, now you know they're getting ready to go to the Junior Olympics in North Carolina. So yay! Let's give them a shout out. Anyone? Come on in, sir. All right. I'm going to get another chair from the other room. All right, so we have another coach joining us here in just a moment. So we're going to get right into talking with these young people, finding out, what they do. What are some of the things they do on the track club? Of course, there's the running, the throwing, and the jumping, and all of that. So we're going to go around the table, and they're going to tell you their age and what the different activities that you participate in. So, start with Mr. Torrance.
I'm Torrance Tuberville. I'm 17 years old, and I do long jumping and a few sprints.
A few sprints, okay. All right, and so tell us a little bit more about long jumping. Like, what kind of discipline and training goes into that?
It's basically just getting prepared mentally. Long jumping is just something I've been doing for a long time, and I know I had a passion for it at a young age, and it seems as if, I can see myself doing it in the future. On top of the fact, I'm going to compete in the SEC next month, and I'm gonna start, been training for it, just getting ready for it. And I love being out in the track. I love, the atmosphere, getting better each day.
Okay. Now you said you're 17. So
yes,
are you a senior in high school?
I just graduated.
You just graduated. Oh, that's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And so have you decided, are you going to college in the fall?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so where are you going to go?
The University of Mississippi.
All right, I'm sure they'll be happy to have you. Are you going to be on the track team?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we're going to be definitely looking out for you.
Thank you.
All right, so Mr. Kylan, hi.
Hi.
All right, so tell us what events do you participate in, and how old are you?
I'm 9 years old. I'm competing in the triathlon 1, 2, and 4.
Okay. Can you tell us a little bit more about the triathlon? Like what does that include?
Shot put, high jump, and the 400.
Okay. The high jump. Now you gotta be a good jumper, and you really have some. I don't know. Tell us a little bit more about the high jump. How do you get prepared for that?
I just scissor kick over the bar.
Scissor. Okay. Now, for the different age groups, is the bar set at different levels, or does it go by their height, or?
It start off at 3 feet, and depending on the athlete, it continues to go up until they, I guess, scratch 3 times. So his highs in practice like 3'10", 3 feet 10 inches, and in the actual meet like 3'8", 3 feet 8 inches. Yeah.
Oh wow! I want to see you do a jump one day. So hopefully I get to see some video of you in action. All right, Miss Gabrielle. Hi.
I'm 6 years old, and I made it in the 1500.
The 1500. All right. So can you tell us what it's like being young? Are you the youngest one on the team? So tell us what it's like being the kind of the baby of the team. Do everybody kind of help you out and support you and protect you? Okay, I'm shy. All right, want to go back and give the other coach that just came in a chance to speak. Tell us who you are, sir.
Hi, I'm Coach Goodrich, and I do a little bit of everything. And basically, these kids, you know, they work it out on their own. They work hard every day at 100 degrees heat. Mm-hmm. And they need every bit of support that they can definitely get and everything.
All right. I know it took a lot of dedication and hard work to get to where you are to qualify for the Junior Olympics. So I want to hear from Mr. Derek. Tell us how old you are and then what events are you participating in?
I'm 14 and I'm running in the 4x4.
4x4. And is that relay?
Oh,
no.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you good. I'm one of those that don't know all the terminology, so help me. And what position on the relay team are you?
I'm third leg.
Third leg. So I know every single one is important, but for the third leg, tell us what role you play, like how important it is on the team.
I would say third leg is really important because say if you're in first place, you have to keep that certain pace to stay in first place, so you can let the fourth leg take it on home and win it. So I think third leg is very important to the team.
Awesome. All right, we'll go back to Coach Shivers. Mm-hmm. Tell us how long you've been with the team, and then how do you help get these young people in shape, like physically, mentally, and all that good stuff?
This is my 3rd year. I have my 2 kids participating since I started. Gabrielle, I think she began when she was 4.
Oh, wow.
And Kylan started when he was 7. And he was able to make All-American last year. And I won't say regionals motivated me the most 2 years ago. It's a hard defeat to see the children faces once they didn't make nationals. So it brought a big passion for me to, Google things, YouTube, and to implement on the track. We work hard. Last year we started like in January.
Okay.
And it was hard finding a facility, around the city because of basketball and volleyball. So sometimes we ran in the cold, and we used Allen Park a few times. Yeah. So really, it's all mental. Everything's mental. If you can believe you can do something, you can do it. I don't care if it's flying off a building. If you believe it, it'll happen. So the first thing I do is break the kids' mind down to achieve their goals. You got to believe it first, and once I get your mind, your body will follow.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and so with that, I know they don't like probably practicing in the heat. You mentioned in the heat, it's been very hot this summer, and then there are times you have to practice in the cold. Can you tell us what it's like when they come in with these moves, to say it like that, and they're like, so how do you help them adjust, like, okay, stay focused on the goal at hand and like what the long term is?
Well, I use the spiritual aspect of things to motivate them.
Okay.
Because if they don't have a positive mind state for practice, their practice will be null and void. It won't even matter, So if you're not here mentally, you might not be there physically also. Okay. So that's the first thing we do. I can tell in warm up how their body language, how the practice is going to be. Okay. And I'm not gonna lie, I get in them tough. Sometimes we have to make them, feel good about themselves, and that's fine. Like I said, the mental side of things is everything. So if I can sacrifice myself for them, that's fine for me also. So, yeah.
I want to say good morning to a few people that's watching. Miss D'Angela Spuller says, "Hey, Boomers." Mr. Kobe Parker says, morning, guys. Putting in that work. My boy Skip, Blue 5. All right. And I want to say good morning to Rockets, Sean Smith, Carnation Hood, and Miss SD. Thank you all so much for checking in and keep sending that love and positivity. And also, they're going to need your support. Even though you've had several fundraisers, they can always use your support because when are you all actually leaving for North Carolina?
We have some parents leaving on Wednesday, considering they are competing that Saturday morning at 8 o'clock.
Okay.
The decathlon and pentathlon compete the first 2 days of their meet.
Okay.
Kylan has triathlon that Sunday. So a lot of parents leaving on Wednesday, flying and even driving because you have to get your legs back after the long trip. So
I can imagine.
Yeah.
And so just want to let everybody know also, for the Junior Olympics, you all qualify for 32 different events.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sure that makes you feel, overjoyed that your team put in such hard work that they reached all these different levels and they've accomplished this. A lot of people, I'm sure, have aspirations of going to the Junior Olympics, but not everybody gets to make it.
Well, to be honest, I'm disappointed it wasn't more than that. I want all of my athletes to complete their goals. That's why I mentioned, like in regionals 2 years ago, it hurt me not to see, Kylan not make it. He missed it by 1 inch in one place, and so it just fired me up to, have a different passion for our goals. Our first interest meet, we asked them, what's your goals here on the track team? We write them down. And if it's just to make it our district, well, we're going to go for that goal.
Okay.
If it's to get on the podium, well, what I mean by the podium is top 8 in the world, get on the stage, and we'll be All-American. Well, you have to put in the work for it,
Right.
So the goals are there, but you have to make them. I can just coach. That's it. Yes, ma'am.
I want to go back and talk to the kids, and you all can answer in any order. When you're feeling like, okay, I need that extra push, how do you motivate yourself? And then 2, do you rely on your teammates to help fill in some gap or just help give you the extra push you need? So, who wants to go first? Anybody? We live on air, so.
Well, basically, when I feel like as if I'm falling behind or down or back, I first look to God, to give me that extra push. And I know my coaches have my back. They don't mean me no harm. They mean me well.
Okay.
I just have to listen to them. That's what I do. Like whenever I'm down or something, I listen to them because they've been there before and they know what they're talking about. So I just listen to them, taking their stride.
How do you feel we'll get to you, when you don't reach a milestone, say you set a goal or time or whatever the case for a particular activity event, just even during practice, and you don't make that what you said, how do you bounce back and not allow it to just keep you down in that moody place?
Just basically being persistent, staying consistent with working out, keeping your regimen going. Just keep plugging it because, we all want that big PR. And, when we don't get it, it's heartbreaking. But the more you work for it, the more hungry you get for it. And then when you finally get it, all of that struggling, basically, blood, sweat, and tears will work it.
Okay, awesome. Mr. Derek?
How can I say this? When I need a little extra push, I actually go to my dad because he's actually, a preacher. And what he says is, you just got to bounce back from some things. Like you said, if I don't PR, I have to bounce back. And, that even drops me more. If I don't really get my big PR if I want to, that drops me more. That pushes me harder to get it. So, yeah.
Okay, and for those who don't know, what is PR?
Oh, it's personal record.
A personal, okay. Alrighty. Mr. Colin and Miss Gabrielle, would you like to chime in? How do you keep yourself motivated?
Well, it's like running fast and doing your best and trying hard.
Alright. So are there many other girls on the team? Like, do the girls kind of stick together, boys stick together? Like, are there other girls that...
We got mostly boys.
Mostly boys.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we have 3 that qualified. Gabrielle, Brianna, she's from West Helena.
Okay.
She's 17, 18, and AJ, she's from Brooklyn.
Okay.
She's in the pentathlon. And well, yeah, Dakota made it. She's from Earl, but she decided not to go for whatever reasons, you know. But typically, I guess it varies from year to year, because I know sometimes we have more girls, you know, in the beginning of the year, you know, with the younger ones. And some of them come out just to see how it is, you know. But this year we got most of the guys.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And Mr. Kylan, sorry, would you like to chime in? Like, what keeps you motivated?
Is to do my hardest and run my own race.
Okay. So you don't try to focus on what everybody else is doing. You just stay focused on what you're. Okay. That's awesome. All right. So again, the Arkansas Sonic Boom Track Club is going to North Carolina for the Junior Olympics. Some are leaving on the middle of the week. What is the official day, I guess, kickoff for the events?
Saturday morning, 8 o'clock.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And so will you all be doing any type of live streaming or, you know, so that those of us at home can, you know, see what y'all up to?
Well, besides the parents recording,
okay.
we hope we have some parents recording on the phone, but I know Mouse Split and Flow Track, they make you pay for it. You know?
Okay.
But we'll try to get the freebies and we'll bootleg it out there for y'all.
All right, so just stay on the lookout for different people, you know, sending the videos of their kids and their different activities. With anyone, not just their kids, the whole team that's there participating. So, kids, are you all excited about this opportunity to go and show your skills off?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So I'm sure y'all been working very hard. Tell us about training, diet. I mean, just making sure your muscles remember everything they're supposed to be doing and just the overall.
Well, just basically taking care of yourself, eating right, a lot of ice baths, you know,
Oh, wow.
a lot of heat, you know, pressure. Just basically just staying with yourself, keeping yourself up, keep working.
And staying hydrated.
Yes, ma'am. Very. It's hot as it's been, you know. You gotta
So
stay
do you
hydrated.
try to stay away from sugary stuff and make sure it's just water and
Yes, ma'am. Purple water,
electrolytes?
vegetables, fruit, things of that nature.
That's awesome. All right. So Derek?
The workouts, I love them. I love them. I love them. The hard working out, I mean, just the thought of it gets me a little excited and a little bit nervous at the same time. But, you know, eating right, I always eat big stuff, try to not eat fried mostly.
Okay.
Just drink water, stay away from sugar, all that other stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so once you all get back from North Carolina, will you go back into training mode? Well, okay, let me say this. Will you evaluate all of the footage and your times and all that stuff, and then set new goals for the next year?
Definitely.
Yes, ma'am. Definitely.
Okay. And so, Coach, will you work one-on-one with each team member, or coaches rather? Do you work one-on-one with each person or each group based on what their activity is, or how do you break stuff down or analyze?
In the off season or during the regular season?
Okay, just say when you all come back from Junior Olympics, and then you. First of all, I guess since you brought that up, when is off season and when is on? You know.
Off season will be August 3rd once we return.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And so they won't have any practices or.
Well,
anything?
considering high school sports, you can't touch kids during the regular season. They have basketball, football, some have soccer, you know, baseball. So typically that's why we have this AAU things in the summer, because they're free to do whatever they want, like personal training and things of that nature. But the younger children, like I said, we started in January.
Okay.
And if we had the facility, of course. Kylan will start football, little pee-wee football, and I think Derek play football, and of course he's being in college, and Boo will just be eating everything. So, yeah.
She's like, I've been on restrictions, so I'm gonna make up for it.
Yeah.
I want to say good morning to Jason Johnson, who says go boom, and Miss Sharon Rowe, who says go boomers, and good morning Miss Maddie Moore. All right, so during the off season, do y'all still have conversations about what their goals are, what they would like to achieve going into the next as the next season gets ready to start?
Yes, ma'am. We use a website called Coach O. Typically look around the country and see what the kids their age are doing as far as times go. And Colin and I went indoor last year to prepare for the outdoor. Indoor is indoor track season. That's when the wintertime competing inside a dome, you know. And he did very well in Alabama. He broke a record in Alabama. And it really is just for to prepare right now for this event right here, the Junior Olympics, to be honest. Yes, ma'am.
All right, so as we get ready to get to our close, tell everyone how they can support you. And then are you needing any other items, you know, to go on the road? Toiletry, snacks, I don't know, socks, just anything, any extra stuff.
Well, any and everything is a blessing, of course. We have a Cash App. Do y'all know that? It's a $sign and our initials. Arkansas, what is it?
ASBTC.
That's it. That's our Cash App. From $1 to $100, it don't matter. It's just it goes to the family, and I think y'all have local churches and all that help us. So right now the fundraiser is pretty much over. We're focused on getting out of here and competing. Try to come back with some medals.
And I'm going to say, please support these young people and their efforts. And this, for some kids, this may be their way of staying out of trouble.
That's right.
Finding something positive to do and hanging around other kids who are doing positive things.
That's right.
And so why not support a great cause and organization like this? So thank you to the coaches who have stepped up to take on the mantle of, you know, embracing these kids. And thank you, kids, for all of your hard work and congratulations. So 30 seconds, any final words, shout outs?
No.
I'd like to give final words to all our coaches, Coach Chris, Coach Beth, Coach Val, and especially Coach Skip, because if it wasn't for Coach Skip, these kids wouldn't be in the position they are now. And we're just asking everybody to give our support and our blessing, and we appreciate everything.
All right, thank you so much, and thank you everyone for tuning in. But today is a two-part show, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after these announcements.
You're listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. We'll be right back.